Within 6 months, 60% of young people who leave the child welfare system experience homelessness. Statistics on the challenges faced by those who must exit the system at the age of 18 were shared during a conference by the MOBAK Foundation recently. The NGO hosted the conference to share the untold stories of those who leave the system. More in this Inner Circle segment with Mahalia Joseph-Wharton.
The MOBAK Foundation is an NGO that runs a transitional program for youth once they leave a children's home in Trinidad and Tobago. The foundation provides a safe housing for boys 18 to 24 years old, as well as providing academic and employment training. CEO of the MOBAK Foundation, Mobafa Baker, said according to international statistics, within a year at least 50% of those who leave the system are either victims or perpetrators of crime.
Victims of crime, the challenges of young people experiencing human trafficking is growing in Trinidad and Tobago, but internationally it is known as a major issue. Again, human trafficking is not what we always stereotype it as, somebody grabbing you, bundling you, putting you in a car and shipping you off to a foreign country. But human trafficking, as you know, as some of you would know in this room, somebody could be trafficked in their own home.
In their research, the foundation spoke to 31% of females and 69% of males from varying age groups. 71% of the respondents in the 15 to 17-year age group felt that their homes were not preparing them to leave care, while the remainder felt somewhat prepared. He said this signifies a gap in some of the homes.
We did ask why they felt that, and what they have indicated to us is that at least a third of them have shared that they felt that the home was stretched. The limits, the requirements of the home was too stretched for them to focus on preparing their departure from the child welfare system. We also felt that another 34% had no clue, meaning that they asked and they got no responses, or they were just unaware of what was the preparation for them to leave.
A lack of documentation is also an issue for children and young adults coming out of the child welfare system.
So if you, as a young person, have a national ID card, kudos, great, you have that, that's one. How far are you going to get in society with just that one? Not very far. In Trinidad and Tobago society, right? And a lot of institutions do not respond well to supporting children who are unable to get access to that.
Mr. Baker said having 2 forms of ID is a necessity when conducting any form of business in Trinidad and Tobago.
And not having that ID prohibited them from experiencing almost every single step of life. Whether it prohibited them from getting a job, because after they applied and they got the job wanted the ID. To get your ID card, you have to go and get your NIS number. To get your NIS number, they ask for 2 forms of ID. If you can't get 2 forms of ID, you can't get your NIS number. They try to get a bank account, you need 2 forms of ID.
Access to education is also a major area of concern in the transition. Next Wednesday, we hear some of the other challenges of the transition from the child welfare system to the real world from 2 young men who are now adults. Both found solace in the MOBAK Foundation on their journey to where they are now. I'm Mahalia Joseph-Wharton, keeping tabs on your inner circle.